How's your day going? Have you actually taken on the new you role? Have you taken on the new responsibilities that you've set for yourself? Maybe to yourself. You don't have to share these things with anyone, but I know that we all walk through life and we decide to change things about ourselves, and we say this to ourselves daily about certain things, maybe more than others. But there comes a time where you actually have to listen to yourself and do exactly what you said you were going to do. Your mind is holding you accountable. It literally is. Your mind is actually waiting for you to live up to your word so it can trust you to then give you the strength to keep moving forward in that respect. The respect for the direction that you decided to take. You have a responsibility to yourself to tell the truth to yourself about yourself, because if you don't, your message will get confused to others, and it damn sure will be confused to yourself. See, and I went through this before because I've done a lot of work on myself to get myself to a point where I could trust myself in the things that I told myself that I was going to do. Myself. But I didn't give up on my determination to make sure that I did them. What happens when you don't keep your word to yourself is you deplete all the energy you have inside of you to actually make anything beneficial to yourself happen. You lose all energy. You tell yourself you're going to do something and you just start complaining. When someone else comes around, they may mention an opinion or a fact towards something that you have a problem with. Let's say you're obese and someone is exposing you to taking you somewhere. They want to take you to the pool, but you don't want to go to the pool. Why? Because you didn't get in shape yet. And now it becomes a deal that the other person has to hear you struggle outwardly to them about your issue that you haven't solved yet. It's only because you have not kept your word to yourself that you are that upset about it. You wouldn't be that upset about it if you hadn't told yourself that you were actually going to do something about it and you didn't. The time you get really upset is when you tell yourself, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to do something about this, and I mean it. And I mean it this time, and I'm really going to do it. And when you don't, that's when you deplete yourself. That's when you get upset. That's when anytime someone mentions a fact about what you have a problem with it, they don't have to know. But anytime someone mentions the thing that you have a problem with, it becomes a fuel to the fire inside of you to be upset even more, because now there's time that has passed. This could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years where you've been telling yourself to do something, that you were going to do something and you didn't. And now you're being presented another opportunity that expresses to you the reason why you should have done it in the first place. We need to create habits that are so embedded in our day-to-day actions that it doesn't even get us excited anymore. It shouldn't even be something that you get excited about. It's just something that becomes what you do. When that happens, you will see change. The change you see is going to be exactly what you thought it was. And it's going to get even better than that. Because keeping your word to yourself is the first person, and it's the best person to keep your word to. Because if you do that for yourself, everybody else benefits. Because you know that keeping your word means something. So it will mean something to you and whoever else you told you were going to do something with. And you will stand strong on the fact that you will do it because you know what it means. You've completed a task that could have taken you maybe a year, could have taken you 2 years, it could have taken you 2 weeks. Maybe it's just something that you were supposed to do for 2 weeks straight and you didn't do it. You know, you have to make sure the word that you speak out of your mouth to yourself is factual truth, because it starts with you first. It starts with you to yourself. Nobody else matters until you make yourself matter. Well, you can make others matter. It's not going to be beneficial to you because you'll still be fighting your demons and your inner battles by yourself while you're forwardly giving someone else so much energy trying to make them happy, trying to make them pleased with your presence when you're not pleased with your presence and you're struggling on the inside to even be happy because you've depleted yourself so much from lying to yourself. To start telling the truth to yourself so you can start living in your truth and displaying that day by day to yourself so you can grow. And then only when you grow will you be more beneficial and more reliable. And once you're reliable, you become worth something more. Once you become worth something more, you value your time, you value yourself, you value others, you appreciate others more. You think you appreciate people now, but you appreciate them much more once you value yourself, once you've put yourself in a place that increases your value. It doesn't even have to be something from your past. It could just be something that you're doing wrong. Continuously, consistently, all the time. And because you do this wrong all the time, it affects your behavior and it affects your ability to face yourself and tell yourself the truth about who you are and what you do wrong. And only others will be the victims to your behavior because you haven't even spoken to yourself enough to understand what the hell is wrong with you. And when I say what the hell is wrong with you, I'm not saying you're crazy. Some people are crazy. Huh? You have to understand who you are, or you're going to seem crazy to other people when you try to explain what you think you are, and they're going to tell you what they see. It's not everybody's place to take the time to tell you that you look like a complete idiot because what you're saying and what you're doing are two different things. The habits that you allowed to keep you and yourself in denial for so long are making your relationships little foggy, and it might not even be you 100%. It could be 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. It could be 20-80. But your part in that could be huge because the impact of you actually finding the truth and creating better habits for yourself, to train yourself to be a better person, creating those habits to make you be real with yourself, and you can have this peace that allows you to deal with others in a way where they may even not understand why they should change, but they want to because you've inspired them to change, because you have become someone that they don't even recognize in a good way because you've created habits for yourself. You can't wake up every day in a bad mood and think that by the end of the day you're going to have a wonderful day. You have to wake up and you have to force yourself. You have to force yourself to be in a good mood. Because if you don't, the rest of your day will trickle down to the end of the day being a big problem. And you'll have complaint after complaint after complaint after complaint until you go to bed and do it all again the next morning. And you miss all of these beautiful moments that if you would have created this one good habit in the morning, one good habit of waking up and saying, I love myself. And it's going to sound corny, but that helps. It really helps when you look at yourself and you say, yo, I love myself. And no matter how you look at the moment, you could be completely out of shape. You could be anything that you don't want to be in that moment. When you wake up and you look at yourself, you could literally say, I really don't like what I look like, but I love myself. I really have too much chub around my stomach, but I love myself. I got to get rid of this freaking neck, this second, but I love myself. I love myself enough to know that I'm looking at something that I don't like and I know I can fix it. When you look at yourself, something that you don't like, you know that you can fix, that is love because you're being truthful to yourself. You're not lying to yourself saying, well, I got it, I'm good, I'm going to take care of it. That's a lie. You're lying to yourself. That is a bad habit. Fix that habit. That habit is hurting you. The habit of lying to yourself is causing you to really inflict pain on yourself because you're going to keep lying to yourself. And until the day you don't, it won't get better. Because the lying to yourself is causing you to actually not do anything because you've already told yourself that you would so many times and you didn't, that it becomes this bad habit of just saying things that you're not going to do, which is the worst habit ever because you become unreliable and you sound like a liar. First of all, to yourself. And if anyone else listens to you, they get tired of hearing it. It's like, I'm gonna. It's like you could just write a song after it or something. I don't know. Now it's in your subconscious. In your subconscious, telling yourself something that you're not doing, which is relaying to your conscious mind that we're a big damn liar. That's what. Once you start creating bad habits, you need to hurry up and change them. And if they're embedded in you, then you got a lot of work to do. And the only way to beat bad habits is to create new good ones. When you create good habits and you do that consistently, the bad habits have nowhere to exist. If you tell yourself you're going to do something for 2 years and you don't do it, and then you wake up one day and say, for crying out loud, this is getting on my nerves, and you just take a month, just 1 month for a prime example, you will literally have put the biggest dent into that 2 years. You have no idea. Just as much as it's a 2-year habit from you doing something so bad, it's also just a relaxation. It's like a comfort zone. So you're not really thinking about it. It's not necessarily an active, conscious effort to destroy yourself. It just becomes a subconscious effort to not give a damn that you're destroying yourself. So when you consciously make the decision to not destroy yourself, not only that, but you counter it with something that actually builds you, you're literally putting so much damage to that habit that you could probably break it in 3 months to 6 months. It might not take you a year because you're forcefully not just breaking it, but you're creating a good habit to replace it. Anyone could take this as a theory, but if you apply to literally something in your life, apply it to one thing, even if it's something as simple as working out. If you could just tell yourself, man, one day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this, and you literally do it, that's when you become the most powerful person in the world to yourself. You can be the most powerful person to yourself if you would just do what you say you're going to do. If you would just believe that you could actually make it long enough to see what you want to see, to be thankful that you did it. Because I know sometimes we don't do it because it takes too long to see the results. Man, I've been working out for 6 months, man. I don't really like what I see yet. Well, sometimes it takes longer than that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. For some reason, we humans think that everything's supposed to be easy. And when it's not, it shouldn't necessarily be easy. But if you do it hard, like if I do it hard for a month, I mean, come on, man. I've been working out for a month, bro. Don't see nothing. I've been working hard, bro. I've been going to the gym every day. I don't see nothing. So you think because you created a habit for a month that you should reap the benefits that it takes people 2, 3, 4, 5 years to reap of continuously doing that one thing amongst others. Because it's not just one thing. You can't just go to the gym. You got to eat correctly. You got to create better eating habits. You got to create better lifestyle habits. You got to create better sleep patterns. You got to create better activity patterns, free time patterns, speaking, your mentality. You got to consciously focus on how you are responding to people, how you interact with people, how you interact with yourself when someone else doesn't know they are involved in something that you're getting irritated with. You are the creator of your world. So you can create how you change yourself. Just make sure you do it in a way where your habits are better than the ones you have, and repeat them so much that they don't even excite you anymore, but they just become who you are. Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you hit that little button down there, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can get notified when I drop a new episode. And you can also leave a comment down in the bottom and tell me what you think about what you are watching and what you're listening to.